Hey friend, welcome to Soulvine. This is Jamie. We are checking in for your energies. Let's take a peek and see what is coming up for you this weekend, what you may need to know, any guidance to best support your experience right now. There definitely seems to be a lot of energy on things moving, on things shifting up a little bit. I saw a really funny TikTok or post or something, might have even been Instagram, as the start of 2026 and on a boat and kind of fun and dancing, and then on a boat a few weeks later going like, what the F is happening right now and happening here. I don't know if you've seen it. I think it's like something with Leonardo DiCaprio in it, and it just kind of made me giggle because I feel like it has been a bit of a rocky start. Lots of good things, but lots of challenging elements, Pisces. So let's see what we have right now, what you need to know. And if you're new here, welcome, and hi to all our friends that are here on the regular and send me notes and comment. I appreciate it. All right, Queen of Cups. That's you, Pisces. You're sitting right here. Challenging the Queen of Cups. You have a few challenges. I might sit and wait for that one. We'll see what comes up, and I'll just pull the rest out. What's influencing right now? Let's have a look at what is influencing right now. We've got a Queen of Wands. This little, I'll say bad boy, this little energy has been around on reading. So let's see what the Queen of Wands represents soon. But let's jump into the past impacting you. You've got the Knight of Pentacles. In the headspace, we have the Magician. Okay. Near future, Three of Cups. I don't read reversals if you're new here, just so you are aware. I simply connect into the energy. It will tell me its own thing. So sometimes even the cards, if I was just to read a traditional tarot reader who just reads the cards, it's just not how I read. I'm more on the energy, the visions, and the intuitive guidance that I get. Let's have a look at your power, Pisces. The Hangman. I think this was in this place yesterday as well. It's been hanging around as well, this Hangman, and different deck. This is, again, your energy, Pisces. So you're coming up quite strongly in this read yourself. Current environment, you've got the Tower energy. Yeah, and we have been seeing there's been a bit of shifting going on in your world right now. Hopes and fears. Okay, Death energy. And the Six of Pentacles. Okay, and potential outcome. You've got Ace of Cups and Ace of Wands. Okay, this is okay, Pisces. So some of you, I think, are really going through it right now. There's a lot going on that you may be experiencing. But let's dive in. Let's have a look. Let's see what Spirit has for us, and I'll dive in even more in terms of getting you here and what the outcome is. So Queen of Cups right now. So there is something here I feel that as part of your journey you're connecting into, you're wanting to understand, you're wanting to have peace with it. I feel on an emotional front, and also want to hold space in strength in leading forward in a way, again, that's true and solid to yourself and to your heart. That's what this seems like right now. In terms of what's challenging this, there's potentially here something moving forward. Even though the Chariot, being Cancerian energy, is disciplined, because it will, and is a positive, successful movement forward, I feel like there could be a situation, again, that you've had to step deeper into this Queen of Cups energy to go. There's two parts here. There's two different things that it's kind of coming through. I think for some of you, there's an element of having to have some new courage or some new confidence to be able to drive something forward, or wanting change or seeking change or something of that nature, but perhaps you can't see what that is or grab that right now. And maybe that's something that you're trying to navigate as you're holding space in this energy. You're trying to, I think, be understanding to yourself, to understanding to other people, but maybe there's something going forward that's happening with or without you that is also, again, a bit of a different narrative that may not be satisfying for you right now, but either which way, something is moving in a different direction, and you're, again, I feel like wanting to figure out how to navigate that, because right now it seems like there's some disappointment or some letdown in terms of that movement forward. Could, for some of you, be a decision, maybe a decision you don't want to make, but again, have to make. I mean, you don't have to make it at the end of the day, but I think there's going to be a big part here of the self-acceptance and love and understanding of self. That's how this is coming across. In terms of the, the influence, you do have a Queen of Wands energy. So I feel like this is defining, again, what are your goals? What are your ambitions? What makes you feel alive and on fire for the things that you want, Pisces? Because that's what this Queen of Wands is more representing here. I am going to pull another one out shortly, but I feel like this is more about you and your direction and your aspirations and getting connected to that. Because maybe there's a part of you, it's Queen of Wands energy too, and while it may not recognize as a leader of a family directly, it's a queen energy, and the queen energy is still that feminine energy that brings, that confidence and charisma, but has the clarity of the sunshine that they produce to go do what they need to do to make things happen. So they're still action oriented, but bring that feminine energy, and there's a lot of self-trust that goes on there, and I think that's a part here of to acknowledge of self. What is that self-trust? What is that, when you're in it, when you're doing it, the thing that lights you up? Because that's what that Queen of Wands energy is coming across as, and asking you directly as part of influencing this. Because even though sometimes things in life we have to accept or don't work out the way we want, how do we get back to self and driving that forward? And that's what I feel could be happening and shifting up a little bit right now. Because the past impacting is the Knight of Pentacles energy. So, the Knight of Pentacles is a lot about, again, direction, is a lot about progress, but in a slow, steady way. Something that felt connected and stable and was growing in a way that whatever you invested in, you were seeing results, okay? So I feel like there was something solid and confident ahead of you, even though it was taking its time. And maybe that's what gives you some hope and ambition, in terms of whatever has shifted, that sometimes things, to create that stability, to create that growth, to create the reward at the end of it is sometimes having that trusted foundation and acknowledging the opportunities that come towards you that also support this. So be mindful of all this as you're moving forward right now in whatever you're choosing to look at, choosing to acquire, choosing to produce for self, because I think that's going to be really important here. In terms of your headspace, you have the Magician. So I love this, because to me this is what you looking at all the things that you have, all the things that you need, and getting really focused on your vision and what you need to do to make it happen. The Magician, and part of this is kind of the manifesting energy. The important piece is you're supported and you're always supported, but a part of that is also about how do you stay in that mind frame. But an important part is what action do you need to take to build on this manifestation? Because I think sometimes a lot of the time we forget about the inspired action needed. So, have a think about that. What if you had to align all these pieces together and you knew that person who always gets shits done, who always achieves the things that they want to achieve? Again, doesn't mean it's a straightforward line. It doesn't mean sometimes there's bump in the road, and it doesn't mean that things always work out. But if you know or acknowledge someone, or someone that you watch or aspire to, or motivates you, what are those things? Because at the end of the day, this is about your success. This is about coming together with people, enjoying what life gives. So there is something here quite enjoyable that is showing up for you. But again, it shows up and you've got to be willing to participate at the end of the day. So I do feel like there's something coming in, even though there is that little bit of uneasiness right now. I like your energy. I really do like your energy. I feel like some friends here need a little bit more of, you know, just when things get a little bit hard and you can't see your way through. Like, it's like getting back to the baseline of this for yourself, okay? In terms of the Hangman, this is your power, your reflection, your perspective. And I think it's an important piece here. What are those things that you can take away right now from this situation, from this dynamic, and reflect on in the goodness of it, you know, and understanding self and understanding and having perspective, you know, not perception, because perception is self. Perspective is openness, looking at all sides. So there's something here about that that's going to be incredibly important, but it could also be part of you rewriting your story, rewriting the narrative, rewriting what it is that you want for yourself and for your life, because this is your power right now, Pisces. Because in terms of what's going on around you, you have the Tower energy, okay? So there is something that feels like it's broken down, or something, or some part of you, some part of your life, some part of a situation that it's interesting, because I feel there's a bit of relief with it, but at the same time, it's changing something for you, or it has changed something for you. So what you choose to do next is going to be incredibly important, because amongst this change, the hope, the fear, and the influence, you do have the Death energy. So again, and these has been coming out a lot this week, a lot of significant change, Scorpio energy, change, but with change, with transformation, if you want to call it transformation, change is inevitable, you know, in the sense of, how do you view it? Is it the becoming of something else, somebody else, stripping back old parts of you? Because I really feel as part of this season right now, that's what this is about. It's leaving an old self, old version behind. But I think you're also looking here, or what's showing up here in your hopes and fears is, even in this change, can this still be balanced? Can we still be in harmony? Can the success still arrive? And yes, it can, Pisces. If you believe that and stay in that headspace, it can. The more gentle you are on yourself, the more compassionate you are to yourself, and the more acceptance of situation and self gives you that allowance. But you've got to be willing to see it and acknowledge you. It's okay to be in pain. It's okay to feel. And it's okay to hurt. And I think it's an important piece to any change, that we sit with that for a moment, not ignore it, but sit with it. But then it's the acceptance has to come, you know, and that's the greatest gift you can give to yourself as part of things that feel unsettling, because it is your time, you know, it's always your time. But I think sometimes it's been that roll-on effect of, then there's this issue, then there's another issue, and then there's something else you got to deal with. So I feel like you can take a bit of a breath, but it's also, this just feels different. That's what it feels like energetically, because up next, in terms of outcome, you've got an Ace of Cups and Ace of Wands. So you've got a lot of new energy incoming, a lot of new energy, which means new beginnings on an emotional front, some form of satisfaction that's opening that up. But also on the emotional front, you've got opportunity, you've got new beginnings when it comes to the direction of life. Maybe some of you are looking to travel, to relocate, to start a new job, whatever that might be. But you've got, yeah, just a lot of beautiful things, people, opportunities, and situations that want to arrive here. Now I'm going to get a couple of cards. I wanted to get a little bit more on this Knight of Pentacles. What do we need to know about this Knight of Pentacles? Yeah, so I think there's a little bit of having the Devil energy here with the Knight of Pentacles. They're both Earth energy, because this is Capricorn energy, the Devil. Capricorn's Earth, Knight of Pentacles is Earth. So there's something about what this feels like is something that you believed was happening or coming or strong and solid and stable, or what presented itself as, maybe it wasn't that, and maybe didn't turn out that way. And maybe as part of that, there's some reflection. Or maybe, again, your belief is just so strong, which is wonderful, that you can do something more with this. You can do something greater with this, you know. it's interesting because I'm hearing like a lot of promises, and I'm not sure what that's about, but I think someone has received a lot of promises, but maybe it hasn't delivered, but there's still this hoping element that something will come through. In terms of the outcome here and the advice, let's take a peek. So with this new beginning, there's definitely some thought here about a partnership or about a strong relationship and how someone's feeling, or maybe how you should be feeling about it. I think it seems as well that someone is wanting to still show up and be supportive, but I think sometimes too, some of you may be feeling a little blocked out or wanting to block things out. I'm just going to share here that sometimes silence can be a powerful thing, but sometimes silence can be to our detriment. It depends if connection is needed or bid for connection, or if it's you truly need to shut it out because it's unhealthy for you, and not using it as torturing someone, you know. There's something important here about that silence that I think is going to, for someone here, I felt needed to hear that. But I am getting here that there is some question about how someone's feeling. Maybe it's even about how you're feeling about this new beginning. Maybe you're looking at where is this going to go, this situation, this dynamic. Maybe you've got someone new in your life here, and maybe they're reflecting on you, and as you're getting to know each other or as they come into your life, maybe there's parts of you that are holding back because there is still this little bit of what feels maybe a little bit shaky ground right now. But ultimately, yeah, again, I feel like a big part here is trusting in your intuition, Pisces, as you're navigating this, being connected to yourself. But I think it's also too okay to be open, because the more that you can be open, it gives safety and vulnerability a lot of the time, perhaps for others to also come in and be open. But I get a sense here that there is something held back. I'm still getting a little sense, though, someone here is being a little harder than they need to be. I just keep hearing, these are my boundaries and you need to accept them. And that's cool. But boundaries are for self, right? And what I mean by that, is the boundaries for self is more about what you need to do for you. And maybe you haven't had enough boundaries. Maybe you've just been allowing all the things. I feel like you've got a new opportunity to do things different, to do things. This feels a little bit past. This feels a bit past energy, whatever this is about. But I think this is also too a new experience that you're getting to navigate. And I think that could be part of it, is your feelings around a certain situation and how to work with it in a different way, so you don't get into a similar situation that you were before. That's what it kind of feels like. It's a little interesting energy because it feels a little all over the place. So this is what it could be in the thoughts around this dynamic for some of you, is that there's a lot of thoughts around it on how to deal and handle something here. It's like you want this partnership to work, or you want this opportunity to work. For some of you, this could be career, this could be love, this could be friendship. Partnerships can come in many different ways. But it is new. This seems like it's something new, or has a new breath of fresh air to it. But I think there needs to be some truth and some discussion here. And again, being connected to your intuition. And your intuition is sound. It's not anxiety. Okay, but your body will tell you if you're around someone all the time. If you feel anxiety around someone all the time, that's a sign that you don't feel safe. Well, that's a sign there's something else going on. When I say intuition and sound, when you know something intuitively, there's a sense of peace with it. Okay, as in the acceptance of it. There's a different calibration to it. So there is something here that is on your mind, or you're questioning, or a decision. But I feel like there needs to be a little bit of openness that comes with it, whatever that is. I'm just going to get one more here. I want to pull one more card. Just one more. Thank you, Spirit. And you got the Seven of Pentacles. So again, this could be the question mark of whether to invest here. What I am seeing here, what you invest in is where you put your time and energy into, that's what you get. You get the feedback that comes from it, right? The Seven of Pentacles is still something of success, but it's also, I think, the decision-making process and being able to be clear enough, articulate enough, and just have enough discernment to invest in that thing. But I feel whatever you're investing in right now, you will get the reward. I think it's just a part of you is trusting in the process, having all the right things around you, or knowing that you do, and navigating it as you need. And sometimes the greatest thing that we have is we get to pivot, we get to redirect, whether it's sometimes small or large. But you've got pretty significant potential here on something. I think it's just making a decision on what that is and what that looks like going forward, because you've got a lot of new energy and a lot of new opportunity. So maybe some of you just need to block someone out fully. Maybe some of you need to open up a bit more. Maybe some of you just need to start afresh. Anyway, Pisces, I'm going to leave it there. Much love, friend. Bye now.